Hi, my name is Robert Mahar. I'm a designer and maker based in Los Angeles, California, and I'm going to show you how to make a quick and simple ombre pom-pom out of any kind of yarn using one of these amazing little gizmos. You definitely can create a pom-pom in any color combination. You can do it monochromatic, all one color, or mix it up. I'm going to be using 3 here. So the way you start out is you extend one of the pairs of arms out. Take the yarn that you want to start with, and I usually hold it with my thumb alongside. And then you start wrapping around these 2 arched components. And the goal here is to completely cover these arches with yarn. You want to fill in that entire center section. Now, while I've just gone back and forth with this really bright orange, I'm going to concentrate now on just one end and kind of fill that up, because I am going to do a little bit of an ombre effect, and I want to add in a couple of additional colors. So wrapping, wrapping, wrapping. It'll take just a minute. The thing that's great about the pom-pom makers is they come in a large variety of sizes. So you can create incredibly small ones if you want to add little details, or if you want to kind of make a big statement, you can create a huge pom-pom. Now occasionally it will slip over the top of these sort of feet. You want to make sure that that doesn't happen. You want to keep all of the yarn on the inside. Our goal really is to fill the yarn so that this goes straight across like a little bit of a bridge. So I'm going to switch colors now. I'm just going to give this a quick snip, set that aside, and move on to my second color, orange. It's a slightly lighter shade. Same method. I'm going to hold the tail with my thumb, and then I'm going to start wrapping it around the center. Now, you can see one of the things I've done here is with these smaller balls of yarn, I've placed them in small bowls. Because we're doing so much wrapping, if I didn't have them in the bowl, they'd sort of be jumping around the surface of my table and end up on the floor at some point. So it's just a little bit of a way to control the madness. All right, so I'm wrapping that. Going to give that a little snip and switch off to my third color. This is the lightest of the 3. Again, holding the tail in place with my thumb. And then I'm just going to concentrate on wrapping that end. So once I have filled it and it goes straight across, filling in that entire arch, I'm going to then close that towards the center. I'm going to snip off some of these tails, clean it up a little bit, and now I'm going to open and extend the pair of arms on the opposite side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing all over again. Okay, so I have filled that second half in. Now I'm going to fold that into the center. Go ahead and kind of give it a quick little trim. Now, there is a ridge between the 2 halves where it separates, and it's actually a cutting channel, which is perfect. So you want to take a sharp pair of shears, kind of fit it in the center there, and then slowly begin to cut along that ridge. Depending on the thickness of your yarn, you might have to put a little muscle into it. There you go. You can already start to see some of the pom-pom forming there. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. All right. So now it's trimmed all the way around. Now what we need to do is tie it in the center, and we're going to create a knot that holds all of these fibers together. So I'm going to return to my trusty Button and Craft thread. It's a really strong thread. And it's perfect, especially for this lighter weight yarn. Now, if you are using a heavier weight yarn, you could still use this, and I might just double it up so it's a little bit stronger. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this thread and I'm going to slip it down into that channel that we just cut along. I'm going to wrap it around to the opposite side. And I'm going to tie a knot. And again, this is the string that's holding all of those cut fibers together, so you want it to be pretty taut and tight. And then once you've tied a knot, you're going to wrap it again around to the opposite side. This is just something I do to make certain that it doesn't fall apart. And tie an additional knot. Again, kind of giving it a good tug to make sure it's nice and secure, and then I always double knot that very last one. Now this is my favorite part. We're going to open up the arms on either side, so you really get to see the pom-pom forming, and then you separate the two halves. And you can kind of give it a good shake. And we've got the basis of a pom-pom there, but it clearly needs a haircut. So this is what we're gonna do to trim that down. You wanna start by sort of flattening it with your palm into almost a disc form. And then with your sharp scissors, you're gonna trim all the way around in a circular fashion. When it initially comes off of the pom-pom maker, its shape is a little bit more oblong. So you're gonna find longer threads of yarn on two of the ends. So you just kind of want to round that all off. Now I want to do the same thing, but I'm going to rotate it slightly, flatten it down into another little bit of a disc, and go back in with my scissors and again trim in a circular fashion. All right, so I've done that twice. I'm going to do it one more time. Some people like to leave the pom-poms a little bit more shaggy. Others like them to be a little bit more trimmed down and even. It's totally up to you. I do love the haircut portion though. Makes a nice happy mess on your work table. All right, so I've done that 3 times now. I'm gonna give it another shake, and you can see we've definitely got a little bit more fully realized pom-pom there. And I do like using the multiple colors. You can kind of see the 2 shades of the darker orange and then this one that's almost a little bit more of a yellow or an ochre. I think they're really pretty. Pom-poms are incredibly versatile. They can be used in all sorts of craft projects. I'm using mine to ornament a Pajaki chandelier, which is a traditional folk art in Poland. And if you'd like to see how to make that or an extended version of the pom-poms, please watch my video on CreativeLive.